Hello everyone, welcome back. So in this channel we are going to discuss about Git fetch. In the previous videos we have talked about remote branches and other Git topic. Please go back and check my previous video if you are new to the series. It will help you a lot to understand the advanced topic or upcoming topics in my channel. For those who are new to my channel, please do like, subscribe my channel and please hit the bell icon. So let's get started. So what exactly is Git fetch? So if you have seen my previous videos, I have shown you about how exactly the repository structure works. So we'll just recap it now. So for instance, in the starting, if you see the green box over here, let's say this is a working directory, that is a local directory on which you work. Then we have a local Git repository. So this is a repository where you push your changes or you commit your changes in the starting. And there is one repository called remote repository. So if you're using GitHub or any other remote repository server, in that case, a remote repository is used. So this remote repository, as I told previously, also is used a lot if in case you're working across the globe with multiple teams or multiple people within the same project to share your code or to get it checked between different members of the team. So this is an overall structure, how exactly the current repository structure looks like in any typical Git project. There might be one more, or there is one more stage in between called staging area. So as of now, we'll leave it in this particular session, so not a problem. So talking about what exactly is Git fetch. Git fetch is nothing but a way in which you take the changes from your remote repository to your local Git repository. So for instance, let's say there is something that is changed in local or in your remote repository and you want to take the changes from your remote repository to your local Git repository. In this case, Git fetch is used. One thing to consider over here is when you do a Git fetch, your working directory is not updated, which means if let's say in case there is a new file added in this particular remote repository, when you do a Git fetch, the update will be done in your Git repository but not in your working directory. So this is a very big difference between Git fetch and Git pull. So just we'll see all these things in detail in the practical session. So this is what is a Git fetch in a very basic and layman term. So which command is used to call this particular method? The command is called git fetch and you can append it with space -v. It will get details of what exactly the fetch operation is doing. And also we'll use one more command in this session to understand more about git fetch, that's called git unpack object. So in the previous session, if you remember one of the video in which I was talking about how to clone a remote repository, in that session I have already explained about how to do an unpacking of an object. So this is the same command that is used over here. So you can just check my previous video again. I will again request for those who are new to my channel, please like, subscribe my channel. So let's get started. I will open my terminal and I will open my Chrome browser, go to my GitHub repository, and I have a repository called Git tutorial. So this is a public repository as of now and I'm just using it. So let's do one thing. We'll clone this repository and see how exactly it happens. So cloning is very easy, as we all know. So I'll go to my desktop folder and do a git clone and the URL, and you can say it says cloning into this particular folder. So yes, cloning is done. I'll go inside my folder and I will check if it is a Git repository. Yes, it's a Git repository because it contains .git folder over here and it has one file called samplefile.txt. If I do a git log, so you can see currently the last commit that was made was 8b6e. If I go to the commit section over here, so you can see the last commit made was 8b6ec and this is in sync, and you can see the current thing over here which says there is one origin branch called master and there is a local branch called master. So both are pointing to the same commit. It means it is in sync, and this is also one addition information in which the head of the origin, that is your remote server, is pointing to your master. So and the head of the local is pointing to master. So this is a few details, which means your current repository is in sync. Now what if a person wants to make a new branch in your, let's say, a remote repository? It creates a branch called, let's say, branch 1, and you can see the branch 1 is created over here. And let's say I am going back to my master branch and somebody wants to modify this particular file as well. So let's say I'm modifying a file in the remote repository. So this is an example we're trying to achieve and see how exactly git fetch works. Now if I type something called, let's say this file is modified, by master branch for test, and I will commit it. So I will give some commit message. I will say the file is modified by master, and I will do a commit. So you can see the commit has been done, the file is updated. If I go to the history, I can see the last commit that was made was 36 seconds ago, and the hash of this particular commit was 6139. And if I go and check here, git log, so you can see still this is the last one, that is 896 EC, that is the second last over here. So it says like the Git repository has been updated, the GitHub repository has been updated, the remote repository with the new changes, that is by adding a new branch, and it has been updated by one commit as well for modifying a file called samplefile.txt. Now in order to get the details or get the changes to your local Git repository, we need to use a command called git fetch. So the interesting thing over here is like if I go and check git branch -a, so we can see here there is only one master branch present over here in local, as well as master branch present in your origin, that is remote repository. Because it is not in sync with your remote repository, that is why it's not getting all the details. If I do a git remote show origin, so if you see over here, it shows some details, that is fetch and push. This was all explained in my previous session, so please go back and check it. And if you want to know more details, the video contains everything about this particular content over here. So you can see some details are over here that says branch 1 is new when we did git remote show origin. So it checked for all the deltas or all the changes in the origin. So it says there is a new branch called branch 1. Next fetch will store it in remote/origin. So it says like when you fetch it, it will store it in this particular location, this particular branch details. And also it will say like the local is out of date for master for git push. So there is some changes out there which we need to do it. Now we'll check some details of the new changes that has been fetched from your remote repository to the local git repository. So I will do one thing, I will check first details of the branch that has been created. So if I go inside our git repository, then there is a folder called ref, and then under this there is a folder called remote. If I go here and I'll do ls -la, so you can see there is one folder called origin. If I go inside this origin as well and you do ls -la, so it will show you our details, and now you can see there is a particular file created for the branch, that is branch 1. If I do a cat for this branch, you can see it is showing you some details about which particular branch commit it is pointing to. So that's one thing. Again, I will clear this particular screen, and now I will show you some details on the objects. Now we'll go and check the object folder. So I will go back a few steps. We'll go inside git. Now we will check for the object. So if I go back here and I go to the particular repository, local repository, which is cloned, and you can see some objects has been present over here. So I will do one thing, I will just show you how exactly the local repository is updated. I will add one more commit in the GitHub repository. So I will go here in the remote repository, go to code and add, let's say, one more line over here. And I will say the file is updated to check for objects, and I will just commit it. The commit is made for object validation, and I will commit it. So now you can see the commit has been made and it is stored. If I go to history in the commits, you can see one more commit is created, that is 13289, and if you go and check here, there is no folder with 13. As you know, like the hash that is generated here is actually an addition of the folder as well as the file name. So that's we have already seen previously. For those who are totally new and don't know about this concept, please go and check my previous videos on how exactly Git works. So now we'll do one thing, we'll just perform a Git operation. So just to remember here, there is only 3 folders present over here, and we'll just observe it while we are doing a git fetch and see what changes are made over here. So if I again do a git fetch here, so I'll go back one step and I'll do git fetch, and you can see git fetch is performing, and yes, it is updated. Now it says branch 1 is up to date and master has been changed from this particular commit to this particular commit. The commit is 13289ff, and you can see this is the correct commit over here. And if I go back here, and you can see there is 2 more or 3 more folders that has been created. If you see here, this is the folder, if I say here is used or is the commit that has been made, that is 13289ff, and you see this is the commit. So if I want to check for this particular commit, I will go and check the kind of object. So I will go inside .git folder, and I will go inside objects, and I will do a git cat file -p. I will check for the content, or I can just check for the type. So I will just initially check for the content, and I will copy the content. So I will just copy this, and I will say, so this is a type of a commit object. And if I check for the content, if I type p, so you can see this is the content of the particular commit that has been made. And you can see the commit is made to validate object. This is the last commit that we have given over here. So this is a detail about that. And if you want to check for other commit that was created, so I can just check for this commit again. So one of them will be a tree object and one will be a blob object. So I will just quickly check this. So if I do a git cat file of this particular object, so I say 84ff8ab, say 48ff8ab. Okay, so I forgot something. Okay, so I think the object name is not correct. For ff. Okay, so you can see this is a tree object, and if I see the content of the tree, so you can see this is the content of the tree. So now, this is a typical example of how exactly a git fetch works, and we have seen in operation also. Just to add again, a git fetch does not update your local repository. So if I go back to my particular local repository and I check for the file, so if I go back 2 steps and if I check the file, that is your sample file, if I do a cat, so you can see it still contains only one text, that is sample text over here. It doesn't contain the difference that we have made here with the following commits, that is for the new changes that was added. And these 2 files are not present because the details has been updated to your local repository, but not local git repository, but not on your working directory. So that's it for today's session. Thanks a lot for watching my video. Please do like, subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon. Thank you. Bye bye.